Now, let us say you have experience moving from working in smaller companies or startups and things like that, and now you're suddenly interviewing for a position that's in a larger company, right? So you're moving from a company that has a few hundred to maybe a few thousand employees to, uh, a large company with 50,000, 100,000, or, half a million employees. And one question that you can expect to be asked, especially if you're applying to leadership roles, or if you're applying to people management roles, and depending on the kind of roles that you're applying to, rather, and you can expect your boss or someone senior in the receiving organization to ask you this question, or potentially even the HR of that organization to ask you this question. And the question is more like, a lot of your experience seems to be in smaller companies, or you're moving from a smaller company, but we're a massive company. I mean, we have a global footprint, and we have 100,000 employees, and things like that. And how would you add value, and how will you be successful in a company like this, given you don't have the experience in this space? Now, again, the way you want to think through such a question is, to make the negative into a positive. So you should say, while I admit that yes, all of this experience, so just say that yes, that's a fact. But here's what I bring to the table, and a few points that you can talk about are, talk about the advantages that smaller companies have over larger companies, and how you would bring that mindset to a larger company and to your team. For example, smaller companies are more agile or more nimble. Smaller companies have a shorter time to market, right from ideation to rollout of the project, or a product, or a shipment. And then smaller companies tend to be disruptors of the market. Smaller companies fail fast and learn quicker. Smaller companies, or you can probably say, in my company, we were known to be bureaucracy busters. So what you can do is maybe talk about some of these points, which are the advantages and what you've learned from smaller companies, and say that this is the mindset that I would bring to the team and to the organization. So while yes, I have worked for smaller companies with maybe a few hundred employees, maybe a few thousand employees, but there are a lot of things that I have learned in my experience with smaller companies that will be very valuable to you as an organization.